My first memory of Nan was we always go swimming. We'd always go down to St. Piran's in Maidenhead. And we'd swim for about an hour and a half, and I was never really that good at it. But we'd always go back, and she'd always make these beautiful meatballs with spaghetti, and you always used to have too much because you made so much. You would definitely never went home with an empty stomach, and even when you did have a full stomach, you had her brownies and her cookies and her muffins and God knows what else afterwards. And she was always a very good cook, and she wanted to show it to people how passionate she was. And she'd always care for her garden and all the fruit and vegetables that she used to grow out the back. And yeah, I guess that was one of the first, and I just always remember her as being a very happy go-to person. She always wanted to help people. She always wanted to make sure that everyone was enjoying themselves in life and everyone was happy. And it showed in other people. Grandpa felt the same, and every time I'd go to Nan's, you'd always feel happy, or you always get greeted with a hug and a kiss, no matter how bad it is. You still do now, but it's not the same as much as people want it to be. It's there, and you can see it at times. Sometimes more obvious than others, but it is different. And you don't really know how to react. I think that's one of the big things. You never know what she's thinking. Even she doesn't know what she's thinking, I'm pretty sure, half the time. So it's very hard for me to. But she's still loving. She's still caring. Even if she doesn't know it, she does, because that's the kind of person that she's always been. Do I think she's happy or not? That I can't honestly say, but you just hope that she is. We'd always go and play golf. I think golf was it was relaxing for him, and it was relaxing for both of us. It got us to bond because I was the oldest grandchild, and we'd play a few holes, and it was fun. He was always better than me, which I never really understood, because he didn't play golf very often. In fact, the only time he played golf was when he'd take me, and that was the only time. His clubs would be in his room. The only times they wouldn't be in his room were like maybe 5 days in the year. And he still managed to hit hole-in-ones and birdies. And I always remember one time we were playing in Easter time, second hole, and he just knocked it in, hole-in-one. And I think everyone was a bit astounded, because there were people behind us and there were people in front of us, and they were all very professional looking, and then Grandpa rocks up with his iron and just knocks it in. And didn't even look back. Tried to play it really cool, but I think he was more surprised than anyone else.
So we would go to her garden, and she would hide Easter eggs, and we would search for the Easter eggs, and my auntie and her family would come over too. And I really enjoyed it because it made me feel really happy, and I just love seeing Nan smile and Grandpa smile.
And when was the last time we went on the Easter egg hunt at Nan's?
About 4 years ago.
Do you miss it?
Yeah, I really miss it.
My main first memory of Nan was we went to the model village, and there was loads of like little models of villages and small people. I was about 6 or 5 at the time. Yeah, she just always wanted to please everybody, and she wants to do stuff all the time. And obviously now it's kind of, she's limited to certain things. And I think you can see in her face that she wants to do it, but she just can't.
Do you think Nan is happy?
Yeah, I think she is. Because you can see in her face, she knows she's losing her mind. But I think she doesn't want to show everyone else that she does. So she puts on a happy face, but I don't think she is putting it on. I think she generally is happy.
Is it hard to see her declining?
Yeah, I think it'll be hard for everyone to see a loved one decline and know that, you know, time is catching up on them. But hey, I remember this photo. I took this photo. It was in the Lake District. It was about 6 years ago, and obviously you can see here that that is their actual real self. But yeah.
Does it make you happy?
Yeah, I mean they're both happy. They're both smiling. Grandpa's there with his stick. Yeah, but you can tell how, with the difference they look now, they're really frail now. But back then they were themselves. The video you just watched is a very short clip from siblings and certain members of the family telling them of their first memory of my grandmother, who, as I stated in the video, suffers from Alzheimer's, as well as the first few experiences and the diagnosis of my grandfather's Parkinson's. This video kind of serves as a trailer or a brief understanding to my current photography project, Faded, in which me, as the eldest grandson and as a documentary photographer, I am documenting from their first diagnosis to the very end, and all the different things that come with it, using different photographic techniques to show different symptoms in Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. For example, with Alzheimer's, memory and the loss of memory is mentioned a lot, so I use a lot of out of focus and purposely focusing certain parts of the image to represent memory loss. And then on top of this, for Parkinson's, as just one example, motion and movement is severely affected by Parkinson's sufferers. And so a lot of the time I've either shown exposure or bringing down the shutter speed to a much slower rate to kind of give people an understanding of how long the photograph takes. Both of these major charities such as Parkinson's UK and Alzheimer's Society have publicised my work in the past, and as I said, this video basically just gives people an insight into both the project and my family's opinions on having a family member suffer from Alzheimer's and suffer from Parkinson's, which many people may not feel comfortable talking about. So the project aims to bring to light both the diseases of Alzheimer's, the symptoms, and just hopefully some comfort in people that they're not the only ones going through this experience. If you would like to see the photography project, Faded, it is currently on my website, www.thomasmaxwellphotography.com, and it's under projects. It's next to this video, in which I give a explanation as to why I'm doing it, a few more memories involved in there as well as some images. And then feel free to come back to this video where I personally explain it briefly. But yeah, that's the reason for this video. So I hope everyone appreciated it and got some understanding from it. And I look forward to hearing everyone's feedback on the documentary project. So thank you very much.
Oh, Maxie. Thank you very much for putting it up there before these things kill you.